guys, Mike, MBell556 here, and today we're going to be looking at this Mission First Tactical Torch Backup Light. And I believe it's a misnomer to call this a backup light. If a product is designed to back up another product, then in my way of thinking, it should be able to fairly well replace the function of that product that it's backing up. And that's where I have a rub calling this a backup weapons light. In my way of thinking, there are two types of weapons lights for the civilian market. There are primary bright white lights and navigation lights. Both of these types of lights are critical for a home defense firearm, but for different reasons. For home defense, a very bright white light is absolutely mandatory for two reasons. First, and most importantly, you have to be able to identify an intruder in your home as an intruder and not family or friends. In medicine, and especially in surgery, we live by the motto, first do no harm. In home defense, you must be able to absolutely identify an intruder as an intruder, and you must also ascertain whether they are an actual threat. To do this requires a sufficiently bright white light. The second function of a bright white weapons light is to partially incapacitate an intruder. If you shine 1,000 lumens of bright white light into the eyes of an intruder, they're going to have a very difficult time taking a controlled, aimed shot. The second type of weapons light in home defense is also critically important, but for very different reasons, and that's a navigation light. The function of a navigation light is to allow you to be able to move around your home without tripping over your wife's shoes or your kids' toys, potentially giving your position away as well as potentially losing control of your firearm. The navigation light needs to be a very low-level light so as not to give your position away, and preferably red, so that you'll preserve your own night vision. This is my personal home defense weapon. It is unloaded and safe. But for this weapon, I chose this Surefire M900 weapons light. Now, the Surefire M900 is discontinued, but what drew me to this was the fact that it had both a bright white light and LED low-level navigation lights built in. And with training, I could get very used to the fact that if I wanted a bright light, I squeeze, and if I wanted to navigate, I can push with my thumb. So with training, I became very familiar with this. And if you're getting up in the middle of the night, you need to be able to see where you're stepping in your home, but not give your position away. Like I said, these are now discontinued. They were fairly expensive in their time. I've even upgraded this to an LED white light source. That puts out about 1,000 lumens. So you can see the difference, the LED navigation light. Now if I want to positively identify a potential intruder, and if I want to partially incapacitate, that's how I can do it. And it's all in one unit. Now, if you already have your own weapons flashlight that's a bright white light, then that's where a navigation light comes into play. And I think you do need to add the navigation light to your home defense weapon. Here's another rifle that I'm putting together. I have a Surefire light that's just a simple bright white light, and we'll use this as a test platform to look at our Mission's First Tactical product. That's why I feel like calling this a backup light is really a misnomer. This is not nearly bright enough for me to consider it as an actual backup light to my primary white light, but it is an excellent navigation light. And that's why, in my opinion, this or a similar product should be mounted on any home defense weapon. So let's take a close look at this product. These come in two styles. The one I have has both a red and white light, In this situation, the maximum white light output is just 10 lumens. They also offer a similar light that just has two white LEDs that puts out 20 lumens and doesn't have the option of the red light. But there again, a 20 lumen light is not very bright. You're sacrificing your red light with its positive attributes, and all you're doing is going from a 10 lumen to a 20 lumen white light. So if we review the features here, this particular light is just 10 lumens. With a 10 lumen light, you have a 24-hour run time. It uses two CR 2016 lithium batteries. It is water resistant, and it's very lightweight and compact in its design. Also important is it does come with a lifetime warranty from Mission First Tactical. Very straightforward installation instructions, just a warning to not over tighten as you put this on your rail system. So let's open this up now and take a look at the device itself. Of note, the batteries do have a 10-year shelf life. So while this is being unused and just standing at the ready, this device will be good for 10 years between battery changes. Obviously, if you use the light frequently, then you'd have to change the batteries accordingly. So the operation is very straightforward. One push and you have a low level red, two pushes and you have a higher level red, and then if you push and hold for 2 seconds, you get the 10 lumen white light. And then after a couple of seconds of being on, if you push again, it turns it off. Okay, with one push, you have the red light. Push it again after 2 seconds and it turns off. Two pushes and you get a brighter red light. If you push and hold for 2 seconds, the white light comes on. Let's see if we can demonstrate that a little bit now. Now we've turned our lights down and we're going to give it one push and we get red light. Low level. This will preserve your night vision but keep you from tripping over things as you navigate through your home. Okay, we'll turn it off now with a second push. There. Now if we push it twice rapidly, we get a brighter red. There. So even more light. Turn it off. And then if we push and hold for 2 seconds, it goes to the white light. This is brighter. I guess if you needed the white light to see, to navigate, this would be a reasonable option. I don't see the particular advantage in having a light twice as bright as this and giving up the night vision preserving red light. Also note this has a very low profile. The switch is actually recessed with a small rim above it to help prevent inadvertent switching on of the lights. The battery housing is made to open with a quarter turn. And here's the rail mount system. So let's go ahead and put this on a weapon and see what it looks like. I'm right-handed and I like having this simple flashlight mounted on the left side of the foreign so I can activate it. I can hold the foreign and then activate with my thumb very easily. So I think what I'm going to do is try to mount the navigation light so I can get to it with my index finger on the bottom. Just has a standard screw head. You have to go ahead and take the screw completely out to mount it. Now I want to just get a feel for where I want it. If I'm going to be holding the firearm in this position, access here and maybe right about there. Okay, so that gives me good access to everything I need if I put it there. So let's mount it right about there. And we don't tighten it really, just barely snug it down. It does not need to be super tight. Alright, so we're in the largest completely dark room in my house, which is the vault. So I don't know how this is going to turn out, but if we wake up in the middle of the night, grab the gun, I've got it positioned so I can feel the soft rubber pad with my index finger, and I know that's the navigation light. If I want the bright light, I can feel the pad out on the left lateral side of the forend, which is my bright white light. So if I get up in the middle of the night, I push once with a red light, and I don't know if you can appreciate that. I can shine it around and see. Let's see. Go up here. You can see my handgun collection up on the wall barely. Let's just leave it there and see how it goes. So now, I'll push it again, it's going to turn off. But let's go, this is the low level. There's a little revolver. This is the low level red. Now turn it off. And if I push it twice, there's the brighter red. And once again, with the red light, this preserves. There's the floor. It's hard to see on the video, but I could see how not to trip over my AR-15 hanging out on the floor right there. If I want the 10 lumen white light, I just press and hold for 2 seconds. And the camera is not focusing. I guess there's just not enough light. But once again, this is a low level light. You could use it for navigation. There's no way I would use this level of light though to positively identify friend versus foe in a home defense situation. You have to have a super bright white light. But this is excellent for getting around your home and not giving your position away. I hope you found the information interesting and useful. If you have any questions or comments, post those below the video and I'll try to respond to those in a timely fashion. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Mike out.